have done some work here. Local rock quarries. Taking away some farm ground. About 4 out of 40 they took. Well guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Welcome to Hartung Family Farms, and today it's a doozy. I'm finally back on the farm. Should be done traveling. I was down in Arkansas last week cutting some rice. It was actually really cool. I'll put a picture in there if I can, but rice harvest is just an absolute monster. You can take a corn bean combine, put it into rice, and certain parts of it will wear out within 10 hours, specifically the fountain augers, kind of the grain that the auger that brings grain up to the top of your grain tank. That auger, just because rice is so abrasive, that auger is just churning and churning against full rice. When your grain tank's full, it just wears stuff out. So that was pretty cool. I always love rice harvest. I've done rice harvest for about 5 years now, so it's a cool animal. But anyway, we're gonna be up on the farm. We're gonna do some crop scouting. We actually finished our corn silage yesterday. Yeah, that was very fast. I was not expecting that. I was hoping to help out with that, but they already got it all done. Might help cover the pit this morning. And what we have to do there is we'll cover it with plastic and then put tires on top of it just to help preserve it as much as possible. And then we'll see. I might reveal the farm progress purchase today or in the next video. I'm not sure yet. Just kind of working out logistically. But yeah, so it's gonna be a cool video. Stick along for the ride. But just a crop scouting note: crops look good. They look dang good. Driving up from Arkansas, I got to see all the crops go from crops ready to harvest down in Arkansas as I slowly turned back green once I got into like that north central Illinois. So overall though, the crops look fantastic. Really, other than the fringe areas of like northeast Arkansas, southern Missouri that don't look the greatest, I mean, crops look good. So anyway, let's go get looking. So it's a solid 42 degrees out right now. It's sweatshirt weather. I was not expecting that when I got home because it's been in the 90s the last couple days when I was down south. But down here at Nathan's farm, and these beans were about hip to chest high. They've all laid over because they got so much weight on top of the pods, they just can't stand. So yeah, I don't want to go out and do some pod counts because it's very moist. But you can kind of see, I'll just pull one of these guys up right now. A lot of dew on them, but a lot of these are already dropping leaves. So you can kind of see when I say dropping leaves, these soybean leaves have already been kind of shedded off. They've died out. And now the pot, that means basically the plant has reached senescence, and basically it's just waiting for everything to dry down. So we're right at the tail end of pod fill. All of our yield is just about made, and then now it's going to dry down and start dropping leaves. The leaves turn yellow like this, and then they fall off. So cool. A lot of 3-beam pods. Hardly any 1 or 2s. Like I said, guys, with the prices how they are, I'm hoping for a monster crop because we need something to help offset it. And like I said, I've seen a lot of good crop out there. And here's our corn. Obviously the outside always looks the best. A little bit of disease coming in. Kind of see we had a little bit of tar spot towards the end. The fungicide we put on it definitely helped, but I wonder what this disease around the husks are. Oh well, I mean, honestly, but regardless, the plants look good. I do not want to go in there and get soaked, so I want to grab an ear though so I can see where we're at for our dry down stage. I'm just going to grab this guy. Yeah, that's pretty small. A lot of these are really small. I want to grab one that's representative. Okay, that's good. So I'm going to grab a couple of ears and then we'll take a look and see what stage. They should be around 50% milk line, I'd guess, maybe a little bit less. What that basically means, you can just kind of see as the kernel of corn reaches its senescence or its fill page, you'll see it turns from like a milky yellow to that golden yellow that you're used to with corn. Looks like we gotta get this bag out of here because something already ripped it and something was munching on it. Yeah. Uh-oh. There you can kind of see the neighbor's beans are really starting to drop leaves. You can tell because that top of that plant is pretty well exposed to just the stems. On from the road, got a good denting of the corn. I really don't want to go in there and get soaked. Wow, that's a freaking cannon. Go in 1 row. Yeah, stuff looks a little bit farther along, but overall, pretty representative, I'd say, for the ear. Maybe a little bit on the lower side, but yeah, I think this stuff is a little bit farther along. It's a shorter day corn that we planted down south. I mean, we're still a solid 2 to 3 weeks out before we even think about harvesting anything. Maybe some beans would go earlier, but I don't know. I'm gonna ballpark that 28th of September is gonna be the day. All depends on how it finishes. I mean, we got some really hot weather coming this week. Some stuff in the 90s that's really gonna push some stuff along. So here's the steeds. Got done chopping yesterday. Getting this thing ready because it's gonna get some heavy use over these next couple weeks. And Curtis and Pat are doing chores. Busy morning. Pat's gonna get off chopping, start our custom circuit. We got about 2 weeks of stuff to do, and then Nathan's probably either gonna go help him out or go help a neighbor out chopping. I'm gonna cut this off. I'm gonna use this part for my light reflective bracket you'll see on the semi. Show you guys that in a second here. There we go. That'll work. Okay, so I got my parts for our Libre cart system. We're gonna be putting on both our carts. So I got an iPad, gonna be getting cellular data on that as well. And I got the actual Libre cart system here as well. So what Libre cart is set some of that stuff down, is it takes away from the old system that we got. The scale head has all these cables going up into the cab. It's kind of a pain in the neck, and the scale head's very archaic. It doesn't really work too well. And what it replaces it with is it basically brings the scale data into a little module, and that module essentially sends all your scale data via Bluetooth to an iPad. What that enables is you can put that iPad connected to cellular data, and you can actually talk between both of our grain carts, which I'm really excited about. You can have near real time, you know, you pull out of the field, you can see what that field averaged, which is gonna be sweet. You don't have to have a notebook and pad like we had last year, which is gonna be awesome from a record keeping and a reducing the human error involved in it. And as well, it's just gonna be sweet. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to it. I can see the data in real time. That's the direction that farms are going. We need to manage our data accurately and quickly so we can make decisions when we need them. I need batteries, so I'm gonna go ahead and go get batteries for that. The guys are loading up feed for the south farm. Essentially just doing that on the loader. Fills up the loader off the feed wagon and then dumps it in the chopper truck. Wow, this thing was quite literally that easy. I plugged it in, paired it, in about 5 minutes, I'm good to go. Oh, I do have some grain in there. There's some beans in there, a lot of beans in there. Huh, okay. And if I step on it, it's not gonna make that much of a difference, but it does move. Sweet, okay, well that's gonna be pretty easy. So now I just gotta drill 2 holes to mount this thing, and then figure out all the cable routing and mount this iPad in there. But hey, that's pretty sweet. I like it. So yeah, Libre cart is going to be a partner on our farm this fall. They sent us a couple units, and we're going to try them out and see if they work well. Like I said, I already explained the benefits of them. I'm just very excited because we don't have to, we will be switching grain cart tractors a couple times this fall once we talk about fertilizer spreading and all that fun stuff. So it's gonna be really nice once we have this Bluetooth system. That way all we gotta do is unhook the PTO, unhook the hydraulics, and then pull the pin out and walk away from the grain cart. We don't have to worry about all the cables going into the cab. Okay guys, here is our big purchase from Farm Progress Show. A couple of you guys guessed it. You guys guessed auger. It's close. Conveyor. We got a conveyor from the Farm Progress Show. It is a self-contained unit. It's got a gas-powered hydraulic pump that'll run the actual conveyor. It is fully stainless steel. This will, like I said, let us use fertilizer, let us use about everything we need. I'm pretty excited. It's got a nice long inlet, so we can throw it under semi trucks if we need to. It's got a, like I said, a self-moving option. Lift belt, lift, so it can lift your drive tires up and down. So it has nothing on the steers. It's all driven right here. It can steer it, lift it up and down, and drive it. So that'll be awesome. Here's your actual run for your conveyor. We got this one because we can do grain with it. See, it's an enclosed tube all the way up. But we can also do fertilizer out of the field, which is kind of what we're going to be doing with it this fall. So we're going to be got a couple other surprises coming on the farm that we're excited to use. So yeah, looking forward to it, guys. I am really looking forward to it. We've needed a new way to load grain out. We haven't had that in a while. So like I said, our other thing has been a worn out grain auger that's been running for about 10-12 years, and it's past its lifetime. So having another one on the farm will be really good. First time using a belt conveyor. Belt conveyor is a much more gentle on the grain. So yeah, guys, looking forward to it. And when I say they're more gentle on the grain, an auger basically just churns, and there's a lot of, it can grind corn up between the friction between the auger and the tube. With the belt, it's much more gentle, that is for sure. So modifications we want to do, so because it's going to have fertilizer, the one thing we don't like, because the engine is down low, fertilizer dust is very corrosive, and you see this big old plate. We're definitely going to want to ceramic coat that, or at minimum power wash it often. The engine being down here, we might build like a little hut for it to kind of protect it from the fertilizer dust. So overall, not a bad thing. We have some work to do to it, that's for sure. So now, change of plans. Happens often on the farm. I might be running out to Cedar Rapids to take a load of grain out there. We'll have to see. If I don't do that, I'm gonna work on installing some things. I got that Libra cart I want to get fully permanently installed on both grain carts. I got a cool little indicator light for our semis. That's gonna make it really easy for pulling on our pit. I want to get that installed if I can, but obviously if I haul grain, that goes out the window. So we'll just see what we do. Looks like I am gonna haul some grain. Check oil, as we do always. Oil's good. Coolant's good. Go ahead and fire this girl up. Let it warm up. Do my pre-trip, etc., etc. That was cold. Said she's a cold one today, so took a little bit to get going. Let this thing warm up, turn my hazards on, and start doing my pre-trip. All my blinky flashies are working. Just beating tires. Nathan's airing up a spare tire for the chopper box. Let's get her going. Let's get her going. Place to be. Well, now I'm gonna finish cleaning out Jerry's bin. Well, somebody overloaded it. Okay, let's fire this girl up. We don't have the 10 on the 7 on this thing anymore. I don't know why. So let's fire the 10 up. It's gonna take a little bit to load this guy. We're just cleaning it out. Probably take a solid 45 minutes. This is so fun. So this is called our sweep auger. It essentially sweeps it to the middle, and we just go right behind it and scoop behind it, so that way the tire bin's clear once we're done. That's going to keep pressure on it. This wheel back here doesn't really do a whole lot. It's supposed to keep pressure, but it doesn't do a good job. Just about got her. Dusty in here. Okay, so sweep will be unhooked. We got everything sweeped to the middle. Now Pat will just turn the unload auger on, and then not the sweep, and then I'll shove it all into the truck. Here we go. We are good to go. Let's hit the road, Jack. There's our guy picking up our chopper boxes. Where Pat's going next. They neighbor's got all his chopping done. It's pretty impressive. He chops a lot. I mean, he's got a giant dairy. I think they run 2 forage harvesters in silage season, and I don't even know how many trucks. A lot. I'll show you their pile here in a second. It's hard to see through the smoke, but there is a massive, and I mean massive, pile of silage. They're already pumping liquid poop out. And look at that ginormous pile of silage. Yeesh. It's impressive. Here's the liquid poop pumper. So when I think they have to have one of these like every 2 miles just to keep, it's like a lift pump. They have a pump right at the pit, and they'll have a pump when they get farther away, they'll put one there. Quite literally is just recharging the poop. Pretty impressive. And there they are over there, dragging in liquid poop. There's Bailiwitz's. Here's their liquid poop operation, just dragging it in. Great fertilizer. It's a pretty impressive operation. So driving west, looks like harvest is getting close. We got another week or 2 until guys really start thinking about it. Some bean fields are starting to turn, as you can see to the right. But for the most part, a lot of corn still good, solid couple weeks out. Which we're still early. September 8th, I think, right now. So, plenty early. Look at this thing, LSWs in the back and then singles in the front. Interesting. There's a bunch of seed corn. And coming up here is a seed corn harvester. So, well, all a seed corn harvester is quite literally it's just a corn head. And it cleans the heads themselves, the ears themselves, I should say, and then puts it in a cart. Cart goes to a trailer, a truck, I should say, and then the truck goes to a processing plant. There's one. It's pretty cool. Just getting out to Cedar Rapids. There's trucks coming in and out, so that's good. Last time I came out here, they were closed. Well, I shouldn't say they were closed. They were open, but their computers were down, so they weren't able to take anything. Here's what we do. We check in. So let's sign in, say, hey, the grain in this truck's going to go to this person. That's who gets paid. So in my case, it'll be Pat. Then we go get probed. Just got probed. Let's go. Now we go weigh in. Now that they got their sample. That way they know how much grain I brought in or how much my truck, trailer, and me weighs. It's a nice new couple locomotives. So they weigh you here, and then they basically send you to, there's 2 dump plants. They got a wet mill and a dry mill. And because they actually go out on public roads, they have a way to figure out you only want, 4 trucks en route at the time. That way you don't have so many on the road. So they'll hold us here. Ouch, someone just got rejected. I haven't heard that before. One of those 2 trucks sitting behind me in my mirror. Ouch. Getting graded. Drive of shame. And this guy got rejected for some reason. Now we're sitting in line. I got the wet facility or the dry facility right here. Basically they have all the receiving and it gets pumped over to the actual plant. Good looking corn here. Okay, let's go dump. Let you guys watch. Here's our chopper. Yeah, this is exactly where we're actually going to be custom chopping over the next couple days. Right here are the farthest beans along that I've seen in this area. Got the big BTO. 'T-O 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 ' Those look just about ready. Here's some of the corn that we chopped. Opened up this field, got her probably 10 acres done over here. And then actually did the rest of it kind of back behind the well there. Oh, let's get out of here. Ooh, that was fun. Now I gotta hit the road because got the Iowa Hawkeye versus the Iowa State Cyclone game today in about an hour and a half. And I got a boogie because I'm driving an hour and a half to go watch it. That was pretty fun. Hope I didn't just have a dusty camera for the last however long for you guys. Not bad if I did. So harvest is just around the table, guys, or just around the corner. Probably, like I said, 2-3 weeks out or so. Starting to get all of our harvest stuff around. The 7088's all good to go. 7150 has a little bit of work left, but not too bad. Then it's just getting tractors or grain carts, greasing everything, making sure everything's gonna start off right. We'll be there before we know it, that is for dang sure. So we only have that bin left to clean out, I believe, so 30,000-ish bushels, and then Nathan's got a 15,000 bushel bin. So we got a lot of grain to move yet still before harvest, because barring any weather event, we're gonna have a good harvest. Here's that old tank we had on the 7088. So if I can find that fitting. Yeah, right there's the fitting that was busted. I gotta hit the road. Gotta hit it hard because, like I said, I gotta get going. So it was a fun day, half day, short day. I didn't get anything that I wanted done. That's just kind of how it goes, though. Anything that I wanted done. Had goals of getting a bunch of stuff ready for harvest. You know, like those Liba cart system, my proc sensor, so that way the semis know exactly where to go over the pit, so I don't have to go back and forth a couple times. Oh well, we still got a couple weeks yet. So anyway, I'm gonna hit the road, guys. Appreciate you watching. Take care, take it easy, stay safe, and ta-ta for now.